Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Vintage Chill and Chat. My name is Sammy Thunder, and for I'd imagine most of you guys, you're starting off your Thanksgiving week, and hopefully a long and relaxing week with family and friends, and maybe a card show if there is one. I know a few that are happening somewhere, but I hope everyone's having a good start. And I thought, of jumping on to just kind of hang out with you guys for a little bit. I've been kind of silent making videos as of late. Just, a lot going on between outside of cards, but I do want to kind of make time to, say hello and check in with everybody. So let's see who's here. Keegan is always, it's a battle of Keegan and Andrew fighting for number one to always be here first. So Keegan got here first. Andrew sent his regards and congratulations. And Andrew, there's nothing wrong with second place or silver medal. The encyclopedia, Mr. Encyclopedia Man himself, Scott Stukes, baseball card and curiosities. I say this every time. Scott is a wizard when it comes to the knowledge of cards that he has. Scott, thank you so much for being here. You're killing me, Smalls. Is Jake here? I don't know if Jake is here. But I just sent something down to Jake, and it says it has been delivered, so I'm hoping that he has picked it up. But welcome, Warren. Always glad to see you here. Looking forward to. It's only, you know what? Every single time I think of Warren, I think of Strongsville. Why do I think of Strongsville? Because Warren is the man with the beer cooler, the beer chiller, and it's always awesome. Always awesome to see him. I'm looking forward to cracking a cold one with him there. Keegan's in the win column. Do you tally them like Showcase Showdown Keegan? I have to ask the same question. Litzy Sports Cards, ahoy there. Yes, without the beer tonight. That will be tomorrow. Miller High Life, Champagne and Beers. That is the sponsor. Sponsor tonight is Miller High Life, Champagne and Beers. But also sponsor tonight is Lark water bottle filled with crystal clear fresh water. I am chill. I'm very chill. I mean, I have one more day of work tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to the relaxing rest of the week. Having Friday or obviously Thursday off, and then having Friday off and Saturday, Sunday. On Friday, I'm thinking about doing a card shop run. I haven't done one of those videos in a long time where I've gone from shop to shop and I've recorded. I used to do videos a couple years ago where I would, I would say, all right, I'm going with a $200 budget. Let's see what I can find on a $200 budget at these 3 different card shops. And it was always a lot of fun. Go on the journey, find something. I might do that again, but maybe not for that much. Maybe I'll do something for like $50. And the $50 can go towards cards, one for maybe a collection keeper, and the other stuff could be towards giveaways and such. It's a holiday season, right? But yes, to go back to Scott was saying, super chill, super zen. Hey, it's everyone's favorite show, Modern Panic and Silence. Dom, you're too much, man. I guess if you want to, I mean, I'll send you a link, and you can make it all Modern Panic and Silence. I don't know, Panic and Silence. I don't, can you a silent panic? Orlando, what's up? Orlando, the liaison in the vintage hobby, the vintage community. He introduces everybody to everybody. Jake, Waxpack Wisdom is here. What's up, Jake? Marks, yeah, man, Offspring. The nice thing about the using Smash It Up by Offspring compared to some other tracks is, I can't monetize these live streams because of the song use, but at least it doesn't get restricted. So what's happening with the cardboard and cold ones, which we will be coming back to next Thursday. I'm sorry for such a long delay in beer chugging and card showing, but we're going to be coming back to that, Jason and I. But yeah, man, the nice thing about Offspring is that they don't restrict the video, which is nice. Munson Trout Collectors here. Mark Hoyle, what's up, buddy? Everyone's here. Why is Dom always here? I don't know, Jake. Dom rides your coattails, man, or are you riding his coattails? One has to wonder. That's for another show. Eric is here. What's up, buddy? Eric and I are kind of formulating some plans for future videos together. Carlisle says, if you're not first, you're last. I guess that's the case. Too nice, Amy, but thanks. It's true, Scott. You are the to me, you are the encyclopedia of baseball cards. You have an encyclopedic knowledge, and I'm not afraid to share that with everybody here. I'm stepping my game up per your recommendation, Jake. Howdy from Lurkerville. What's up, Stephen Van Houten? I don't know how much of a lurker you are, man. I've seen you around. You're always in the live streams and comments. You're not that much of it. You can't be a lurker if you comment and participate. And so you are a participant. You have been promoted from lurker to participant. It's about time you listen to me, Dominic. The video's in the works, Sammy. Thank you. Awesome. I'm so glad it made its way down to you. I'm happy to add to a new set that I'm not that you're new to it, but a card or sort of a card, something that you don't have from that set. Diamond Gems is here. Howdy, fellows. Working on a beer tasting for Strongsville. Oh, man. 4-day weekend, baby. Yeah, man. Ken, hi, Sammy from Minnesota. Always look forward to your live chats. What's up, Ken? Oh, Ken is one of my biggest participants in the comments. Every card show video, he loves watching them, and I appreciate you. I appreciate that, Ken. Do it. Do what exactly? What am I missing? 7-day weekend for the retirees. Yeah, Orlando is on a permanent vacation, as they say. John, hello, friends. John, a 3D80s kid, my fellow comrade from 4 Collectors. John and Eric. Orlando introduced me to you clowns. I don't hold that against him. Petty, this hobby would not be the same without you. Despite your potential insanity, you keep this community sane. So thank you for that. Let's see, just checking in. I'm here. Orlando, did you get Mickey's auto? It's pretty cool if Orlando got a Mickey Mantle auto, but I imagine it's not his first one. Maybe not. I have no idea. But Rick the Flipper, thank you so much for being here. We need pretty fly for a white guy. Unfortunately, I'm not that fly. Let's see. I got a scoop. Warren D is making some yummy dishes for Thanksgiving. Some beer battered onion rings, maybe. Which also, another sponsor of this live stream is Applebee's beer battered onion rings or the Bloomin' Onion. Yeah. Applebee's Bloomin' Onion. Go to your nearest Applebee's to get some. Warren remodeled the kitchen for a reason. All right. Mickey Mouse auto. Okay, I'm sorry. I've been busy, man. I've been working nonstop. I don't have the time to know if it's a Mickey Mouse or a Mickey Mantle. You guys are 5 steps ahead of me. Not many kids are all over the Disney characters. True words on Petty, Sammy. So, all right, guys, listen, man. 34 people. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. There used to be a card show at the end of the Thanksgiving weekend that Jim Ryan used to run, but I guess this year they're not doing it, but that's okay. I think Thanksgiving is a time where people are just going to be spending a lot of time with their families and just hanging out. And for us, I imagine we'll probably get breaks where we're going to come on here and show us some cards, make a video, after eating turkey and yams and whatever you guys eat. So yeah, so it's been good. I hope everybody's having a good start. To me, even though I'm working tomorrow, it kind of feels I'm already kind of getting into that spirit, into that mood of just knowing that I'm actually having 2 Thanksgivings. Wednesday with my mom and my sister and my brother-in-law, my niece, my nephew, and such. And my nephew's gotten into Pokemon cards, so Or I don't know if he's still into it. I asked him the other day. I was like, "Are you still into Pokemon cards?" He goes, "Yeah, sort of." And I'm like, "Okay, well, that's cool. Hopefully, he continues his collecting." I know my brother-in-law always like watches a lot of my videos, so he's a lurker. He's a lurker. He doesn't comment, but he lurks, so which is cool. So as far card wise, I've been pretty silent and haven't really picked up anything. Haven't bought anything. I see what's going on in the REA auctions, and I wonder if because there's a lot of hype, man. There's so much hype surrounding that. With that Babe Ruth card kind of being in the mix and really kind of the media storm around it. And I wonder, do you guys think that that there's a lot more hype to this? Do you think that hype also will just create an implosion in price on a lot of things, or is it just still the same type of feel to it, where auctions will just be auctions and the price will be the price, and the hype around the set that was discovered is not influencing, but inspiring some newcomers to jump into the auction and just really build these prices up. Because I mean, this auction in particular, there's some great stuff in there. I mean, phenomenal stuff. Compared, not to say that REA's never really had some bad auctions, because I mean their stuff is always really good. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. I'm seeing what Eric is saying here. Yeah, REA prices are already high, and we still have some weeks to go. That's what I'm noticing, man. Like a lot of bids are coming in early, and there's like a card. I was keeping my eye on the 1915 Cracker Jack Mathewson. It's already over $4,000. I imagine that card. It's a PSA 2 and it's beautiful looking. I'd imagine that card's going to just continue to skyrocket. I was hoping, maybe by some chance that it wouldn't jump to that crazy price, but it already has. But I have caught my eye on some other stuff. There is a postcard Mathewson that I'm keeping my eye on. It's already kind of shooting up a little bit too high, but last I saw on Card Ladder, those postcards were selling for a lot higher. So I imagine right now it's the calm before the storm, as they say. Let's see. Let's see what we got in the chat. Anyone? No, I answered comments in studio. I don't see them on YouTube. Trying to figure out if they went through. Not sure. Rocket Rick, hello everyone. What's the bird eyes lowdown on this caper? What's up? How you doing, Rick? Glad to have you here, Rick. I got a chance to hang out with him, with Mookie. That was a lot of fun. I just had a pickup that brought the Sammy Thunder. Good stuff is expensive. Truer words have not can't be said any better. The Aria catalogs auctions are always a bit crazy. Usually has higher end stuff than the Encore auctions. Who here is still in on the REA Ruth? That's the question. Last I checked, it was over $500,000. Prices are insane everywhere. I am Mr. Underbidder everywhere. If I was a wrestler, I'd be the underbidder. What would be your finishing move? We got to come up with a good finishing move name. The underbidder or the underbidder? What would be a good finishing move for the underbidder? The low blow. Yeah. Catch them when they're off guard. That's the way to do it. I'm looking for deals undervalued pre-war. Yeah, let's take a look at the REA auction right now. Why don't we bring that up? Let me bring that website up and let's see where things are at right now. Last I checked. All right, let's do it. All right, so we got the Babe Ruth Morehouse baking. I guess it's moved up a little. Last I checked, it was around the same price, around 500, a little over 500,000. Wow. Yeah, the newly discovered T206, extremely rare tie cod back at 200,000. Eddie Plank, 145,000 with 30 bids. Some real dynamite sticks here, man. Some real dynamite sticks. Tip Top Red Honus Wagner at 92.5. I mean, this is crazy, man. Look at this is wild stuff. That Babe Ruth, Gaudy, 1933. Let's take a look at that. That's pretty wild, man. That is absolutely beautiful. The color on that is just so striking. 62.5. Let's go back. Mantle 52 at 85. Wow, look at that Bill Russell. Pretty spectacular. Pretty amazing stuff. Nobody put any bids on the Pete Rose National League Rookie of the Year award. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess no serious Pete Rose fan is willing to pay $15,000 for that. So I don't know if this is I know what this is like. Old Judge, we're stepping into Orlando's territory. I don't know if this is stuff that Orlando's looking at. This is, yeah. I don't know enough about the Old Judge cards. They're beautiful. They're really beautiful cards, though. King Kelly. So, pretty amazing stuff. All right, I'll tell you what I was looking at. Let's go back up. I don't mind sharing it. I was looking for a Mathewson card. What else? And I haven't looked at it all day, so I haven't seen where the price has gone up, and it's gone up a little bit. I'm looking at the Ullman card. 12 days, it's already at 1950. So what I know about the Ullman postcard is that these were issued after the Giants won the World Series. There's 12 total. There's about, I don't know, with SGC, I want to say there's like about 10 of these. There's about 3 of these on a 1. Let's go to the back. So it's pretty Ullman Art Frame series, published by the Ullman Manufacturing in New York. It's pretty cool looking. Can't really make out the name too well, but pretty cool piece. Keeping my eye on it, but I mean, my budget is I don't know if I can really stretch the budget right now to go after this. I guess we'll see. But obviously, the big Mathewson card from all the listings here. Let's go down and find it. A lot of Matty pieces, though, which is always nice to see. Here it is, the Cracker Jack. 1914, already at $41,000. It has a pinhole, which is the Mookie special, man. Beautiful looking pinhole. Mookie, if you have $41,000, man, this is ideal. Well, I guess with all the fees and everything, it'll add up, but pretty amazing. Curious what the I thought the Cracker Jack would break 5K. I'm sure it will. But I guess we'll see. Just a lot of great stuff. The Connie Mack All-Stars, I mean, it's missing the backs to it, but to get all 5 of these for 110 plus the fees, that's pretty good, if you ask me. Who's in that? That's Alexander, Mathewson, and Wagner. That's a pretty good price. I don't know if these advertisements are pretty cool looking. The circa 1910 Apollinaris Springwater ad, and it's framed. Pretty cool looking. Great shot of him there. I don't know if that's a good price or not for 650. I'd imagine it's a good price, but I know it's such a niche thing. Only only certain collectors would want that, I guess. This is pretty cool. The pair of 1913 World Tour New York Giants and White Sox original panoramic photographs, including Chase Mathewson. Here's another, like a newspaper ad. Police Gazette newspaper with Christopher Mathewson in frame display. It's pretty cool. 375. That's not bad. There's one. Yeah, this one was going for had some bids. Charles Conlon photograph, type 1. And this says it's from the Jane Mathewson estate. That's pretty cool. And the Fatimas. The Fatimas are always just a super popular card. I'm definitely leaning towards getting one at some point. Because it has, the Jim Thorpe as well in the on the card. Mascot. That's pretty cool. So 1913. Just seeing who it includes here. It's Merkel, McCormick. You know, it's a shame they never let Charlie Faust take a team photo with them. I think that would be, I mean, to find one with with the Charlie Faust on it. It is Charlie Faust, I'm pronouncing it right. To have Charlie Faust on a team photo, I bet you that would, because the story is just amazing. Charlie Faust. I think he pitched, I don't know, he pitched one game because the fans were absolutely relentless trying to get McGraw to put him in. So Orlando's, let's see, he's asking me to check out the 1888 Old Judge Cigarettes box. Okay. Let me see. I have to find it, I guess. I think this is what you're referring to, Orlando. Look at that. That's pretty amazing. It's in such great shape too. I mean, it's incredible for as old as it is and the condition that it's in. Pretty amazing. It is a cool piece. Is that something you're looking for, Orlando? And again, like I don't know too much about like the cigarette box and what things go for and if the current price is good or not. But I'd imagine if it's 575, I mean it's still 12 days to go, but I don't know how much these have gone for in the past. If they have come up, if they haven't, I don't know. Really cool pieces. Yeah, this is definitely Orlando's territory. Hugh Duffy, look at that. That's just incredible sepia tone color. Sepia tone cards are really just beautiful pieces. Old Judge Cigarettes, Goodwin and Company, New York. How many smokes in the box? Definitely we'll have to, that would be a video. If there's cigarettes, still in there, smoke one. Just as a challenge. I wouldn't, no. I wouldn't do that. But, this auction looks pretty amazing. I mean, the hype is there, man. The hype is there. I saw this one, Jackie Robinson's debut, ticket stub from Jackie's debut. That's just absolutely remarkable. I can only imagine how many of these exist. I don't know. I don't know if they are like how many of these are out there? It's crazy, man. Well, I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on it. I think, you know, some of us or a lot of us will be doing the same. Incredible pieces. As you know, I'm sticking with my core four. Actually, I know Dom was asking, or there's a couple of guys asking about this card, and it's up for auction, and it hasn't moved in a little bit. The Tom Seaver postcard. I had some people asking about this in a PSA 5. I actually have mine as well. Well, can't really see it, but mine's also in a PSA 5. So it'd be interesting to see. But it hasn't been, I don't think it's moved much. I think the bids have stayed at around 350 for a little bit now. Yeah, man. So I know a couple of you guys have been looking for one to add to your collection. 350. Stuke is asking, is PSA 5 the highest grade? I don't think it is. I think there's one that's like a PSA 7, if I'm not mistaken, that's the highest. Or 6 or 7, I can't remember. So it's pretty cool to add this to your collection. And I also have my raw one here. Let me see if I can add my other camera. This might take a second to figure out, but let me do some finagling here to add my second camera. All right, let's see if I can get this going. Mute this one here. All right, that should do it. Let's see how I can do this. All right, so I'm going to remove this and let's add to, there we go. So, all right. Okay, let's switch cameras. So yeah, this is the raw one I picked up, which I'm going to grade at the Philly show coming up soon. Here's the back. So some have the variation where the Mets logo is not shown on the back. Me personally, I prefer to have the back with the logo, but I plan on sending this in for grading, and we'll see, kind of go from there. And then this is the graded one that I have that I picked up a while ago. This one also has the back to it. Thank you, Petty. I try to be as resourceful as possible with the cameras that I have. Just try to, because obviously I can't do this. You guys can't see it. It's too dark. There's no point. So, but yeah, man, I try to be as resourceful as possible. It's gonna grade an SGC Dom. Dom really wants this card. I know, Dom. Listen, man. If it's you and Dan from Dan's Vintage Baseball PC have asked about this card, so I, as someone who has one already, I understand, and I might end up selling it for that reason, but I got to see first. I want to send it in for grading, and just kind of have it graded. Let's see. So Stu's saying it's tough getting a high grade on oversized items. Yeah, it's definitely true. I've never. I'm trying to think if I've sent anything with SGC that was oversized, and I don't think I have yet. So, but a lot to think about. Definitely something to think about. I try to be as proficient and professional as possible, Orlando. So I appreciate that, buddy. I couldn't do a live stream without showing the Pinkerton. So Eric and I have been talking about this particular set a lot lately. The 1913 to 15 Pinkerton, Christy Mathewson, the scorecard back. You guys have heard me talk about this a number of times. And as I mentioned, there's three variations. You have the scorecard back, which in my mind is the most desirable out of the three. You have the blank back, and then you also have the postcard back, like a standard postcard you fill out and so forth. And so, I did some legwork because there's really not much known about these scorecard backs, or there's not much known about these cards in particular. Um, and so what I can say is I did some research and I discovered that the granddaughter, John Pinkerton, is the one who started his tobacco company in the 1800s after the Civil War. And John Pinkerton's granddaughter wrote a great article, not so much talking about the cards, but just talking about the history of the company. And it talks about how John Pinkerton lost control of his company in the late 1800s, going into the 1900s, and it was Duke that took over he had the monopoly, so he was taking over all these tobacco companies. And before Duke took over, Pinkerton put his trust in the wrong person for his finances, and what ended up happening was that Pinkerton ended up selling his shares over to who he believed was somebody that was outside the monopoly, but turned out he was inside the monopoly. Duke took over eventually, but kept Pinkerton around as a figurehead and worked, but everything went through Duke essentially. So fast forward I think it was 1909. 1909, the monopoly was broken thanks to Teddy Roosevelt, and the John Pinkerton got his company back. And 1909, I think, or maybe it was 1911. I'm trying to remember the exact year, but it was not too long after, nevertheless, that Pinkerton started doing some baseball card or baseball postcard promotions. And I'd imagine the same sort of foundation was set for this set, but in I think it was 1911, the T5 Pinkerton cabinets were released, and essentially the similar cards were released. So the difference is that the postcard had more depth to it, so you would see more than just the actual action shot of the player. You would get more to it. You would see the more of the field that he's on, and I think they were bordered with. They had like a framing around the postcard itself. And the way that you got those T5 Pinkerton cabinets is that you would buy the tobacco and you would send a coupon, and you would send, I think, like 20. Once you got 20 coupons, you would then send that in, and you would get a T5 Pinkerton cabinet of your choice. Now, going a couple years later, they came out with this set eventually, the 1913 to 1915 Pinkertons. But we don't know if you would send coupons the same way. I'd imagine that they did the same thing. You would send coupons in, and then you would get, not only would you get a blank back, but you can get the scorecard back, or you can get the postcard back, and you'd have variations. I'd imagine it was just a marketing ploy to be able to draw up interest. And a scorecard back is great because as a tobacco chewer, you could use the card, go to the game, and fill it out. And you can write on the top the New York Giants versus whomever they're playing, and fill out the scorecards and keep track of the game. I'm kind of glad this one was not filled out. Really pleased about that. I wouldn't mind if it was filled out, but I'd imagine that was their whole marketing plan. And obviously, Pinkerton, obviously, they have had an astounding amount of success. Um, Let me bring this over here. They've had an insane amount of success. The Redman cards that we love, that we cherish, is also from the Pinkerton company. So obviously, an astounding amount of success. And I believe it was Pinkerton's son that took over. And I think he was in charge at the time when the Redman tobacco cards were being released with the tabs. And so, yeah, long story short, Eric and I, Eric, the Detroit collector, and I are still kind of waiting in the wind to hopefully hear back from the granddaughter. The granddaughter did. She mentioned that she would reach out to her cousin, who might have some more knowledge on the history of the company. And so I'm hoping we can interview her on a live stream, learn more about the Pinkerton Tobacco Company, hopefully get some information about the Pinkerton set. And I mentioned this before. Eric has the what is it? The Huey Jennings, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Eric. The Huey Jennings from that set. I think it's the only one. The only one that's been graded. That's pretty cool. So definitely we're going to do some sort of collaborative effort. Again, you don't see these too often. I don't know. I should check the auctions to see if there's. I think there was one in auction. It might have been the Cobb, but I did see a Thai Cobb at the Shriners show. There was a Thai Cobb in a 3, or I think it was in a 3, maybe a 3.5, maybe even a 4. I can't remember. But the very desirable cards, and just nice collectibles. This one, let me go back to it. My understanding is that there's only one other PSA 3, and there's maybe 2 or 3 other cards in lower grades. SGC has maybe 3 or 4 of these as well, so a total of like 7 or 8 in the pop report between PSA and SGC. So yeah, that's the Pinkerton cabinet. Oh, not Pinkerton. Excuse me. The 1913-15 Pinkerton. Jacob, what's up, buddy? Always glad to have you here, man. Scott says my oldest Mathewson is a 1948 exhibit baseball great Hall of Fame card. I don't know if I've seen that one before. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna look that one up after. John P is here. John P collects cards. What's up, buddy? Now Jake needs to do the Pinkerton set. I know how Jake feels about the Redman tobacco set, so definitely, man. Let's see. Think Cobb is at 5280 feet, right? FT right now. And Hammer 44 is here. What's up, Hammer? Hope you're doing well, buddy. But yeah, the Pinkerton, I really enjoy the Pinkerton set. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about it. Again, there's limited knowledge. They don't know how many are truly in that set. So it'll be a discovery if they find one that has not been graded or has not been identified. There's no particular checklist out there. Hoping we can get some information. That'd be great to get some information about that particular set. Should also be mentioned that that the set. I'm reading what John was mentioning. I'll bring it up in a second. I was reading up that the 1913-15 Pinkerton postcards were not cataloged in Jefferson Burdick's in his catalog. It wasn't given a designation to it. It wasn't until later on after. So let me see what John was mentioning here. I was curious, so did some Googling. The Pinkerton cards are, in fact, produced by the same company that infamously was hired by the Gilded Age elites to violently break up strike attempts. That is interesting. Scrapbooks, a nice look. Nice. Thank you, buddy. Good evening to you too, sir. Lot 7 on Mile High right now. A Cobb Pinkerton. Let's take a look at that. So Mile High. Is it gonna let me? I don't know why it's not letting me here. Let me do this. I don't know why it's not letting me go to another page. Okay. Well, it's not going to let me open it up right now, unfortunately, but that's okay. We can always go. Everybody can just go and check that out. But yeah, the Cobb Pinkerton, that one goes for big money. I saw there was one sale before I bought my Mathewson. There's one sale for that sold for like, I don't know, 10, 15,000 or something like that. Some crazy huge number. But yeah, man. Who here? So, who here in the chat is going to Strongsville? And if you're going to Strongsville, is it your first time going? Curious to know. I'm truly, truly looking forward to that. Staying in that crazy hotel again, the Best Western. Lot to look forward to. And the countdown is on. April 11th through the 13th or 13th through the 15th, something like that. Keith is going for the first time. It's too strong for me, but have fun time. Thank you, James. So Keith is going first time. Yes and yes. Jonathan, all right. I'm trying to think. Was John? No. So for whatever reason, I'm thinking that John was there last time, but he was not. So yes, John. Theo was there. So I think, but John is going this time around, which is great. I don't know if Caesar's going, but 3 out of the 4 collectors, not bad. It would be great for Caesar to go to the National or Strongsville to have all 4 collectors. But Keith is going for his first time. Petty is in, which is always awesome. Looking forward to walking the floor with Petty and seeing what he buys. There's one on eBay for 15,000 that I'm thinking of selling a kidney for. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Rocket Rick's 3rd time in Strongsville. John is hoping to go again. Eric is again on Strongsville, going part 2, absolutely. Yes, on Strongsville, rooming with Rocket Rick again. Dom, I won't be there, but definitely a goal for the future. Dom will go to the National, mark my words. Best Western Plus. I'm sorry. Best Western Plus. Let me, I need to be, I got to pay my respects. That pantry was something else, man. Pantry. Listen, they did, you know, for what it was worth, absolute utter chaos, but fun chaos. Wish I was going, but my brother-in-law is getting married that weekend. We'll be at the National. Look forward to 2026. That's cool, man. At least we'll be at the National. Chicago, hopefully they got their air conditioning under control. It's nice about what I like about the Chicago one is hotels right across the street. So if you need a break, you can always go back to your hotel room really easily, drop stuff off. Makes a big difference. Munson Trout Collector going for the first time. Gonna have a super time, man. It's a whole lot of fun. I'm going, first time going. Scrapbook boxing, yeah, man, you're gonna enjoy it. And actually, when I did my video last year or this past year, for that matter, there was, I know you. It sounds like you like collecting some boxing cards, and there was a dealer there who had a lot of boxing stuff. So I think you'll really enjoy it. 1911 Pinkerton cabinets, T5 Highlanders. I may look for one of those for my collection. Yeah, so that's the absolutely. That's the one. That was the first. I want to say that was the first issued baseball postcard that was released by Pinkerton. I don't know if they did anything prior to that. I want to assume that this was the first time they did it, but it could be wrong. I haven't heard of anything outside of it, but and what's up, Alex? How's it going, buddy? So, yeah, man, Strongsville, it's a great show. 3 aisles, but very long aisles. It takes up the entire space of an ice rink that you're not skating, but you are walking. And all the major dealers are there. The one dealer that I've only seen him twice um, at at all the shows that I go to. Craig Halbig. I think it's Craig Halbig or Halbig. He's at the National and he's at Strongsville. And looking forward to seeing his display case. Always has some great stuff. And so those are the only two shows that I've seen him. So for me, I'll be going. I'll be going that Thursday morning. Brian B. Roth and I are going to be cruising the roads again. Leaving in the morning, getting there probably early evening, like 6 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock, and probably gonna get dinner with everybody if we're not zombies at that point. But it's always great, man. Like the vibe is, I'll share what the vibe is. And Orlando's done videos on this. I know Mike, baseball collector's done videos on this as well, where he does kind of like, just filming the scene of everybody just kind of hanging out in the lobby, just talking the hobby and yeah, Hobby Lobby. So and just kind of just getting the feel for everything. And then also I think Chris Missouri is hosting his kind of his YouTube gathering as well. I think it's probably, I imagine it's on that Friday. We did it Friday last time, and everybody just kind of brings their stuff down. And I know Don why am I forgetting his Don Field of Dreams, um, brought down like a huge lot of stuff that he was selling, and everybody was really kind of surrounding around the table that he was sitting at. Great stuff. And I bought a K-Line rookie off of him, and last time, and I know a bunch of other guys did the same. B. Roth brings his stuff to sell. There's a lot of guys selling, and there's trades happening. I remember last year, I had a nice conversation with Blue Jacket. I had a great conversation with Dave, Blue Jacket 66. We were talking about the history and the origin of cards. I personally like to know the origin and the history behind the card. I like to know where the cards were distributed. Was it a local distribution? Was it regional? Was it nationwide? So that stuff fascinates me. I don't know about you guys, but that stuff fascinates me. I love to know why, like I want to know, I want to gain the understanding of the origin of the Stahl-Meyer set. And I was glad to see that there was a website dedicated for Stahl-Meyer 54 to learn about these cards and how they came to be. I mean, a lot of information's out there already on them, but it's a it's a cool set to learn about, filled with great images, filled with great players, and this one, if for anyone that doesn't know, the Stahl-Meyer cards were found with the Stahl-Meyer hot dog packaging. I think you would find these in grocery stores, and generally these were not in great condition because of the fact that they were frozen packaging. And so a lot of times we joke around about getting the hot dog juice on them, stains on the back. So Petty's filling in some gaps for me here, saying that they were packed on the bottom of 12 weenies. Now they only give you 8. Yeah, they're shortchanging us. But yeah, there's a great website. I wish I could show it, but for whatever reason, my browser is locked up and I can't show anything from it. Let me see if maybe if I add this back, will it let me? Nah, my browser's locked, so I can't show it. But there's a great, yeah, the Stahl-Meyer website goes through the entire history and talks a lot about these cards. So, but my point is that I love learning about the origin stories of the Stahl-Meyer, and the Stahl-Meyer cards, or the Stahl-Meyer company was the official hot dog of the New York Giants, the New York Yankees, and the Brooklyn Dodgers at that time. So when you went to a game at Ebbets Field and you wanted a hot dog, you were getting a Stahl-Meyer hot dog. So pretty cool. And I always love showing this. I guess I have to go pretty far back with this one, or the light's kind of not going to hit it well. But the Coca-Cola maize, I don't know if these were distributed only in New York because, or if these were regional or nationwide. I need to definitely look into this a little bit more. But the 52, these were the test issues, and these were distributed in the packaging of the Coca-Cola of the Coca-Cola packaging. You would buy, I don't know if it's a 6-pack of like the cases. You buy a 6-pack, and then you would find this card inside. And so there was the Willie Mays in the test issue. They wanted to celebrate the fact that he was the Rookie of the Year. So they celebrated Willie Mays, and they also have Phil Rizzuto because he was the MVP the year before, I believe. And so they have 3 variations of him in there. Again, I wish I can show you a website of it, but my browser is locked. Let me see if I stop sharing. That might allow me to do it. Let's see. Yes, it did. So let's take a look. Stahl-Meyer. Gonna pull that up for you guys. Oh, I don't know why it's showing the 53. Oh, not the Stahl-Meyer, the Coca-Cola. I'm losing my Coca-Cola test. Phil Rizzuto. And once I get this website up, I will bring this back up so you guys can take a look. And let me flip. Oh, is this going to let me? Let's do this. There we go. There we go. So all right. So this is the Coca-Cola from PSA's website, playing tips test. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. I wonder if there's actually more. There are 5. Are they saying they're suggesting there's 5 variations? I guess there's 5, not 3. But these are not clickable, so I wonder what that implies. If they just haven't been graded but they have been identified. So let's take a look at the Phil Rizzuto shortstop card. This one's pretty stellar, man. That red, Coke's a natural. What a great what a great looking shot of him there. Just not an animation. What do they call those? Like a caricature, I guess you could sort of say, of him. See tips on how to play baseball. So I don't know if they'll show the back on this one. I think that's just the front of it. But that's pretty cool. I haven't seen this Phil Rizzuto at shows. I haven't seen it in auctions, but I haven't been really looking that deeply at it in auctions for a Phil Rizzuto. I haven't looked. I probably should just from time to time look at see if there's 1952 Rizzuto test cards. Let's go back and look at some others. Squeeze play. Interesting. It's identical. I thought they'd be different. Let's go back. Unless I just chose the squeeze play and yeah, shortstop, test tips. I guess it's the same card or the same design to it. Trying to get back to the page. Okay, here we go. Phil Rizzuto pitching. Or I guess you know what it is. It's the same card in the front, but then the tip is on the back. Pitching tip is on the back. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. So crazy, man. There's I'm trying to see how many have been graded. Population of only, so there's 5 total of the pitching graded in PSA, and this one went for $2,160. Wondering when that was. Let's see if that populates. That was back in 2018 with REA. So I mean, you can only imagine what it's going for now. That's pretty cool. Oh, I just realized I'm not on the page. My bad, guys. There we go. Totally my bad. I was on the still on the Willie Mays page. So yeah, this one sold in 2018 with REA 2160 and the 3, the highest grade possible is what they're saying. Pop. 25 cards total. So the Willie Mays, there are 15 total with 15, 6 authentics, and the PSA 1 is the one that I have. And the highest graded one is a 6. And then the Rizzutos are even rarer to find. That's crazy. So the double play is the double play and the pitching is the toughest one. I mean, they're all tough. They're all crazy tough. That's wild, man. Let me get back to what you guys were sharing here. I think they tried to reinvent the weenie trick in the 60s or 70s. I don't know what that means. A beauty, thank you. Those things are impossible to find. Yeah, I saw not the test, but the issued set at Shriners. Thank you, John. It's an awesome piece. So rare. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. Rare is definitely, yeah, a real boss move acquiring that. I got lucky. Very lucky. I love the game schedule at the bottom almost as much as the maze photo. Yeah, I'll bring that back. So yeah, the schedule. It just everything, the color scheme just matches up so nicely. And then here's the back. Yeah, it's like a biography about Willie Mays, and of course they have to, you got to do a little promotion on the bottom. Drink Coca-Cola. It's kind of blurry, so I can't. Kind of hard to read, but Coca-Cola Bottling Company Incorporated of New York. So I'd have to think it was definitely a regional thing at the time. Holy cow! Is that Phil Rizzuto eating at Dinky Donuts? If anybody knows that reference, please share in the chat. Those are two pretty special maze cards. Yeah, to me, those are my, it's hard to pick a maze card because I love all of them. But yeah, these are definitely my prized possession maze cards. I love a lot. I love all my maze stuff that I have, but definitely like those two. Probably the most. Coca-Cola. It's hard to pick which one I would like more, but I think the Coca-Cola one I like that one a lot. I've seen the Hodges, Pee Wee, and Carfarello. Yeah, nice. I think there's a guy at the Shriner show who had all 3, and they were like 7s, which is crazy. I wonder if, you know what? Let's go. I'm going to take a look. Curious. 1950. Is it not letting me? Is it locking up again? It's locking up again. All right. For whatever reason, I cannot share. I cannot search for anything. Oh, there. I got it working again. Coca-Cola. Let's see. Pee Wee Reese. That's the one I think I saw in a 7, and I wonder if that was the highest graded one this guy had. Because I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see. So you guys can see with me. Let's bring this back up. Hold on a second. Let's see. Why is it? That's weird. All right. I don't know why it's crapping out on me. Let's see. That's much better. So yeah, this is the PSA page for the 52 Coca-Cola playing tips card. Total of 246 have been graded. And Pee Wee Reese is what we're looking for. 30 have been graded. looks like, all right, so Pee Wee Reese. So there have been 3 8s in Pee Wee Reese, 2 7s. So the highest grade is an 8. And this guy that I saw had a 7. That's, I mean, it's wild, man. That's a beautiful. I mean, it's just such a. You want a classic Pee Wee Reese shot. That is pretty amazing. It's so cool. I mean, there's so much detail to it. The not the dust, but the dirt stirring up, and the jump throw with that Pee Wee Reese trying to get trying to get the double play, and I mean that is a beauty, absolute beauty. If I were a Pee Wee Reese collector, that would be a must-have, or a Brooklyn Dodger collector, whatever. Absolute must-have. Rizzuto is awesome. My only Stahl-Meyer is a 54 Whitey Lockman. Honestly, like a Stahl-Meyer in general is just having one. It's just incredible. You don't see them that often. Sammy, did the guy who sold you the maze have another one? I don't think so, but I haven't spoken to that guy since we conducted the transaction. I asked him about the home run derby card. He said he had one, but I think last I spoke to him, he said he was going to hold on to it. He said he had the best maze collection, from what I hear. But from what he showed me, I mean, the stuff that he showed me in photographs was pretty incredible. And I did see a few of his pieces go to Heritage. But I don't know. I don't know if all of his pieces went to Heritage. I saw a few of them. It's an SGC. That's awesome, man. I assume you're referring to the Whitey Lockman, which is awesome if that's the case. Now that's an illegal slide. Think about that. Oh man. Well, in those days it was nitty gritty, man. Almost bought that Pee Wee at the National. It's way better than the 53 Bowman to me. I didn't know you're. That's crazy, man. I didn't know that you were eyeing that. You were going to buy it from William Chappell's table. Was it what grade was it in, Dom? I can't remember. Home run derby cards are being shilled everywhere right now. That's what I've been seeing. Last I heard, it was the Probstein auctions were like the prices were shilling like crazy. And Petty, did you pick up a maze? I will let Petty answer that one. I think but yeah. Anyway, guys, listen, I think I'm running out of steam. Also need to eat dinner, so I have to do that. But I wanted to hop on again just to hang out with you guys. I never really have a plan with these. I kind of go with the flow and things. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out. 39 people. I mean, it means the world to me that you guys come out and hang out and support. So I really enjoy doing these. I enjoy you guys coming out and just chatting and kind of creating the narrative for these live streams. But I'm probably not going to make another video until after the Thanksgiving holiday. So everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be safe. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends. And if you guys go to a card show, let me know so I can come with. But everybody take care. I'll see you soon. Have a great night.